I haven't had an outlet to share all my ideas for the
I
last
love
month.
this.
Come on,
you ain't hitting balls. You ain't hitting
let's
balls
do it.
today, Trevor.
But,
Trevor, you're not hitting balls. That ship has sailed, brother. You are not hitting balls today. You're picking up the daughter after the podcast.
Foreplay presented by Barstool Sports. We've sort of been manifesting things into reality lately, it feels like, and we manifested this John Rahm menu from the Masters tournament in real time. It came out seconds after we finished the show talking about it, and that got me thinking about and reminded of Masters Week. We're going to have a live show. So we did this last year, and I need to inform everyone that we're going to have tickets going on sale on Thursday. Is that right, Jonesy?
Yeah, when this show comes out.
Thursday, we're going to have tickets going on sale, I think, at noon. We're going to have the link blasted all over. It's on Eventbrite, so if you don't see one of those links, you can usually just go on Eventbrite and type in. We're doing the same thing we did last year. It was amazing. It was a bunch of Fireball whiskey. We were down at Club Magnolia, which is this special spot that we've talked about a bunch. Basically, like what looks like a really sweet Southern fraternity house or mansion that they turned into just this incredible club that is only essentially open one day or 1 week of the year. It's across the street from Augusta National. They've got massive putting green. They got like 5 different bars. They got more space you've ever imagined. And we did a live show there last year. It was awesome. We did a meet and greet or so for like an hour. And then we did a show for an hour, threw a bunch of stuff out, took a bunch of listener questions or fan questions. It was a fantastic time. We're doing the same thing again. So doors are going to open at 5 p.m., shows at 6 p.m., the national championship games at 9:20 p.m. So you have plenty of time to get back and watch that whole thing. But tickets are going on sale. I believe they sold out pretty quickly last year, so make sure you jump in, check it out, and we'll be doing a live show down at Augusta National. It's going to be a fantastic time. All right. The menu. I'm going to leave it mostly up to Dan Rappaport, who I feel like is most well-versed in Spanish, Spanish cuisine in general. Menu looks good from what I'm hearing.
Yeah, menu. I think the reviews were overwhelmingly positive. Look, I think when you win the Masters and you're not from these United States of America, I think the goal should be to transport the rest of the men in that room to your home country, and that's what Rahm did. He brought in Jose Andres, who is a very, very famous Spanish chef and humanitarian, and they crafted this incredible menu that has like 4 different courses and all these different wine pairings and all these, it's very Basque inspired, his hometown of Bilbao. It's definitely an adventurous menu. It's quite the departure from Scottie's last year, which was like hamburgers and fries, basically.
Did you know that you can get tickets to a Bill Burr show in Arizona at the Arizona Federal Theater for only $55? Coming.
That's a good deal.
I think that's an incredible deal. It's on Thursday, April 25th, 2024. You can get that with Game Time. That's right, with Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. Events are just in right now, man. We got all kinds of hot action going on for basketball, golf, baseball, shows, music. Everything's in right now. Game Time is the best way to do it.
Oh, yeah. What's opening day?
The best.
Got to be coming. End of the month?
So it's weird. The opening day is in like, is it in like South Korea right now?
It's today.
No way.
I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, dude. It was 6 a.m. game today. Dodgers Padres are playing in Korea. Like, that league needs to figure out their marketing because I had no idea.
You want to hear something even crazier? I'm pretty sure that they're coming back and playing 3 or 4 more spring training games while already having 3 regular season games on their schedule. I'm like, or other teams are playing spring training as their, something about it is weird. Like my buddies were all writing about it this morning, but like spring training games are continuing as the regular season is starting. It's a very bizarre thing that's happening. Ohtani already drove in a run last night, and I mean, the Dodgers are a problem. But yes, you can go watch these games. Baseball, I said maybe it's because the Islanders are just whatever. We don't have to get into them, but I really want to get, I want to get to a lot of Yankee games this year. They have a fun team. I went to only a couple last year. You got Soto back in the Bronx. You got Soto in the Bronx. You got Judge back healthy. Like, let's go. Like, let's get to some games. Let's go on Game Time. There's nothing better than sitting around on a Saturday. There's a Saturday night game. It's 1:00, and you're just sitting around being like, you want to go to the game tonight? You want to just get in a car and just go to a Major League Baseball game and get popcorn and hot dogs and beer and just enjoy the shit out of some live entertainment. And you just go on Game Time and you get it done.
Game Time's the best way to do that. I'm here in Arizona. Obviously, there's spring training going on. Shout out to our friend White Sox Dave. You can get a ticket to the White Sox spring training game today for $2. $2.
Perfect.
You can go to a spring
There you
training
go.
game with the White Sox Phoenix Suns game tonight. $33. So Game Time, they're the best. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app. Create an account. Use the code FORE, F-O-R-E, for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Download the Game Time app today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed, and use that code FORE.
So my question is, and you know, this might be a little bit of personal feeling infiltrating the podcast. Will there be someone in that room who's taken a little bit of an edible before going to that dinner? Is someone?
Wow.
It's one of the older guys, maybe one of the current players. Is someone seeing all that and saying, you know what? Give me 10 milligrams. Let's blast off for this dinner. Or do you think that they respect it too much?
That's an interesting question. I wonder if anybody in the history has done that. I'd be so nervous to do that. There'd be no way I would do that. I'd be like, I'm pretty high and I'm at Augusta National. Although that meal that he put out there, I agree, would be fantastic if that's the way you want to do it. But it would also be fantastic just as a normal, food consuming individual.
Yeah, but you're thinking about it as like if it was your first time, right? Like imagine that you've been going to this thing imagine you're someone like, who's a good example? I don't know, maybe like Gary Player, right? You've been to 50 of these or 40 of these or whatever it is, and you're getting a little old, and you know that you're at the point of your life where you can kind of say whatever you want.
No. Gary Player goes to this thing as a dick measure. Like, he's going to prove a point that he is the most fit guy in the room. He's going to outdrive Jack Nicklaus. Like, he is there on a mission. He just eats like berries and gears up for that Thursday tee shot. So, like a Marco Mira maybe, or somebody like that, right?
Yeah,
like,
not necessarily a legend, but you've been to a bunch.
I think if it's part of your life, you're probably doing it there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If it's something that you do all the time, I don't think that going to the Masters dinner is something that they can't handle. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think it'd be so fucking fun.
You're amongst just a bunch of golfers just eating dinner. I know that it's the most prestigious dinner in all of golf, maybe all of sports. But I think that, if that's something that you do, if you like spend your nights having an edible, I don't think that that's a different type of night for you. I think that that's something that someone would do. I actually think that someone might do it. A Phil Mickelson, maybe.
I could see him being an edible guy. He's got the wellness coffee. Like, anytime you throw wellness in front of something, you could be
100%.
putting anything in there.
I saw a rumor floating around on Twitter that Augusta makes the host this year, being John Rahm, pay for the dinner. Is that true?
That is true. That is true. Yes,
That's
they
wild.
get the bill. Yes.
I have mixed feelings about that. On the one hand, it's Augusta National. You should just pay for everything. Everything should just happen. It should be like magic, like in Harry Potter. They can like refill the sandwiches and it just happens. It's magic. It appears. And John Rahm shouldn't have to think about it. But on the other hand, I kind of love that they're like, no, you pay for it. I don't know where I fall on it.
Do you think they're bringing him a check at the end, like a bill, or are they just taking it out of his winnings from last year? Maybe they hold off, $10,000, $15,000, whatever. The dinner's got to be out of control expensive. But maybe they just hold out $15,000 from his winnings the year before, and they're like, that's going to go towards your dinner next year. And technically he paid for it.
I think they just
think
hit
they
you with the
check?
bill, man, because they've got like everybody
He's signing
drinks
a check he's signing a check at the table, like pulling out his fucking phone, being like, 24%.
I think he's got an account, and afterwards they just hit him with the bill because you don't know what it's going to be. People are drinking different kinds of wine. Phil's probably drinking like a $4,000 bottle of wine.
It's got to be a price fix. It's got to be a price fix. There's no way.
It's not a Long Island wedding. I don't think it's like it's Augusta National.
He has it is a wedding. He's got. We already know the menu. It's all the different. We know exactly all the courses.
I think the booze changes things, man.
I do
think
sort
it's
of
tough.
picture it
You think
like
it's
a mafia
cash bar?
It's like a mafia dinner where you're like the old guys are teaching the new guy a lesson where it's just you buy brandy, you buy cigars, you buy wine, and John Rahm's like, Phil, take it easy, dude. And he's just like, no, bring out the Cristal and bring it all out.
And
It's
they're
all
like,
John
John,
tonight.
we saw your $300 million contract. You can afford this fucking cigar.
Yeah, I think that's.
Wow.
I think it goes that way. As nuts as that is, dude. As nuts as that is, I think that's just. I don't think he signs a bill. I think Augusta is one of those clubs like you just order literally anything, it appears, and then you just leave, and it gets charged however it gets charged. It's
I
almost
can't
like
believe
one of those
it-
Amazon centers where you walk out with stuff and they just know how much you bought.
I don't think, yeah, I'm with you. I don't think John Rahm ever sees a number or even kind of
No.
knows what it is. Those guys are so rich, and especially John Rahm now, that stuff just comes and goes. There's so much in their life that just comes and goes, and I bet for the Augusta dinner, it's very similar.
You got to think that there's like a price, like this is what it's going to cost. But if guys order things off the menu, we're going to charge it to your account. I just can't imagine it being just like a legitimate dinner with like if Phil Mickelson wants to add grilled chicken to a Caesar salad, it's going to be $7.95 upcharge. I just don't see that happening. Maybe that's fucking bizarre, but maybe.
I also know that like guys don't. This isn't the only offering. Like if you're Tiger Woods and you don't want to eat this type of spicy Spanish stuff, you could just order like a New York strip. And so,
Right.
you know what I mean? So I feel like it. I don't know how else to do it. And
I just hold it to a ridiculous standard of like it's almost like going to the White House and like having dinner with the president and then like ordering like you're at a restaurant and somehow there being a bill at the end of it where you're like, what do you mean? Of course this is all baked into the whole night. It's the Masters Champions dinner.
I would feel that way too until I found out that the host foots the bill. Like in that world that you're describing, it would be Augusta pays for everything. You know, nobody pull their wallet out. Everybody just sit there and enjoy the night. But the fact that John Rahm is going to be paying for this dinner makes me think like there's some sort of exchange like that.
That adds an entire element and wrinkle that I've never even thought about where you guys just mentioned where it's like, if you don't like the guy that won, are you really you can ring this motherfucker up. You can just like just side door the waiter and be like, hey, bring us over that bottle. And you're looking, and that bottle's $1,500, $2,000. You're just constantly hammering them.
Who's looking for a little Silver Oak? What do you guys? You want a little, taste down there? We'll just do a taste.
100-year-old Grand Marnier to finish off the night.
And I have to imagine that wine cellar at Augusta National is
maybe the
finest
best ever.
Yeah, it's got to be tens of millions of dollars of wine down there. You can get into whatever you want. I was thinking about how it got to this point where the host has to pay, and I have to think it's like if it started now, that would never be the thing. But the fact that it probably started when Augusta wasn't Augusta, so Augusta didn't have just unlimited funds as a club, and it was it was like when they were trying to figure it out
Trevor
as a
Immelman
club.
on here? Can we get Trevor Immelman on? The guy literally must have paid for a Masters dinner. Can we just like send him a link or something and be like, hey, we need you for 5 minutes to clear up this payment situation that's happening at Augusta National? Come on.
I see Brendan Jones on his phone. I see Rick Barstool on his phone.
That guy hits us up with text messages at like 2 o'clock in the morning sometimes about golf. You don't think he's going to want to be all in on this? Maybe if he doesn't hop on the show, at least we get an answer. The guy, we have a guy in our corner that has paid for this dinner, and we'll know all the information.
You're right, because I do want to get to the bottom of this. This is so interesting to me. Like, I just want to know what the process is like. And Trevor also might be like, I'm not snitching. I'm not saying anything. I'm not coming on that podcast to talk about the Augusta charges.
I've spent the last 5 minutes going through the list of past winners trying to identify who's going to be on the 10 milligrams, and I think it's Fred Couples.
Oh,
so that's where I'm at. Guess. I feel like everyone loves Freddie. California cool. No one's really expecting much from him. I think he's probably popping a little 10
good for his
before
back.
he goes in
good
there.
For
yeah,
his back,
great
so
for
he's
his
probably
back.
taking it for decades.
Yeah.
Sneaky, one of the best videos that has ever come out from Foreplay is when Trent went to go break 90 down in Cuskawilla, and we all got all the guys to basically send in their good luck video to Trent to try and break 90. And Fred Couples sent one in because I hit up Joey LaCava to get one. And when that video came in, I remember I almost pooped my pants. Like I saw a video of Freddie Couples standing on a balcony of a golf course somewhere. And he was in like Colorado. And he's like, oh no, he was out in California. And he's like, Trent. And at the end he goes, I hope you break 90. You should go out and do it. If you don't, rinse me off your list. And the way he said that has always stuck with me. I sometimes just hear that voice when I lay my head on my pillow. I just hear, rinse me off your list. What a
Made an
legend!
8 on
Definitely
the, made an
taking
8
10
on the first
milligrams.
hole.
You did. You
Yeah, I
made an
think
8. We had all that hype. Justin
Yeah.
Thomas,
Colin
fucking Trevor
Morikawa.
Immelman, Colin Morikawa,
everybody, Max.
Max,
I ran
into-
Freddie Couples, Joel Daly.
I ran into John Tillery.
On.
I ran into John Tillery at TBC Sawgrass. Gave him a huge hug. He was following Sepp. I met him in between 17 and 18. Actually, he was just walking with the groups, and I fucking love that guy. We're gonna link up again soon. He's like, just come down there. He was saying, he's like, if you're at the Masters, just get in my car after, and we'll drive down to Cuscawilla, and I'll help you out with more lessons. So
How does
he's the
Kevin
guy.
Kisner? How does Kevin Kisner feel about Sepp? A little bit of a swagger jacker, right? I mean, the caddy, the coach. He got to a Ryder Cup. Kiz never quite made it.
I think
I
he's
don't know.
happy for Dewey. That would be my guess, but maybe not the rest of it. I don't know. He's doing pretty well right now. I think.
Yeah, Kiz having a good run.
Right, if
Yeah.
Kiz didn't have this like second half or second option, I think there would probably be more of what you're saying. But he's getting so much love and doing such a good job on the broadcast that it probably soothes that a little bit.
What a decision he has to make. I'm even afraid to discuss it with him because it's must be really tough to be like I can't play anymore. When a couple of years ago he was on the President's Cup team, and this chair won't stay open forever. So it's like, fuck me if you don't take that now, which could be like these broadcast deals. I know golf isn't NFL, but these broadcast deals for a guy who's high 30s like Kiz is, if he's in that seat for 30 years, make more money than he made playing golf.
Dude,
There's
even
two
that
of them.
clip.
There's
Oh,
two
yeah,
of
go
those
ahead.
seats. There's two of those
Yeah.
seats. There's literally two of them, and one of them is open.
Dude, even that clip we put out of, we were praising him on the last podcast, but I was like, I don't know if he's going to play again. And in my head, I was like, that's crazy to say. Like, I feel bad saying that, but I want him to play if he wants to. If he wants to play well, go do it. I just want him to do what makes him happy, but I also would love if he kept playing and played well. I'm with you. I get nervous
Yeah.
talking about it because I love the guy.
I know. It's very difficult to like even let him know that you're having a real conversation about the fact that we're like, dude, you should probably take this seat because golf, it's like, oh fuck, that's not an easy thing to say. He, by the way, is a part of the closest to the pin later that we are going to feature in the show. He's playing this week at the Valspar Championship.
So we got some feelers out to Immelman. Is that what's going on? I can feel it.
Trevor Immelman said yes, and then I sent him the link. The issue is it's Riverside. I always wonder. Oh, he said 2 minutes. So hopefully Trevor Immelman will pop in here in 2 minutes.
Let's go.
Yeah,
Come on.
I'm looking forward.
That's awesome.
That's so sick.
Yeah.
Before we get into that, real quick, I'm a slippers guy now.
Oh man,
Do those have traction on the bottom?
Yeah, dude. Look at these fucking things. They're
Those are
these,
from Impulse, right? The skills thing.
yeah,
Those are nice.
Skills sent these to me.
Yeah,
Did
I got a box
lose
of
my-
those too.
Have you guys tried these on?
I haven't tried them on yet. No.
Oh my god, it's changed the game. When we're like recording from home or during the weekend or whatever, and we're just like kind of lounging throughout the day, I'm always just going through socks. Like I wake up, shower, and you go through socks, and I'm saving so many socks now. I'm just putting my feet, because you always gotta keep your feet warm. That's like how your whole entire body stays warm. I feel like if your feet are cold, you're just chilly. These are changing the game. I've never been a slippers guy in my life. So Skills, you got the little what are those? Those are not.
They're kind of slippers. They're like, but they've got the
Moccasins?
moccasins. Yeah.
Yeah, Skills, who we're working with, which I don't even know when all that stuff's coming out. The SKLZ.
I think it's kicking off in April, but I don't know.
We've got
I think
big
that's
stuff
right.
coming out with Skills.
excited
We got
for
a
that.
huge box. It's amazing stuff. It's a huge box that they sent us of all these other brands that they work with, and they're just like, take a look. Basically, open up this huge Pandora's box of all this stuff we work with, and I'm like, what is all this stuff? Is this junk? No, none of it was junk. They got these at the bottom of that box were these freaking slippers. So it's when like you have like I don't know, it's just a day-to-day culture change for me. Like I'm wearing slippers in the morning.
Yeah. You're
It's a
maturing.
huge
You're
difference.
becoming old. This is getting older. I think you
Is
become
that
older.
is
And you're
that
like,
is that coming with age?
I think if you're gonna throw on slippers in the morning, if you're thinking about like, what am I gonna put my feetsies in the morning? I'm gonna put slippers on, and you get a cup of coffee, and do you wear a robe around the house?
I wish I did. I would love to become a robe guy.
I think that's
Because
next.
I'm
I think you're-
constantly searching for a hoodie and sweatpants. I'd love to just toss on the robe, and then we're eliminating clothes altogether.
The leading digital marketplace that connects car shoppers with their perfect car. We're talking about cars.com. They're celebrating 25 years of helping shoppers research, find inventory, finance, and sell cars. Just an enormous extension of your family, a car is, and it's a representation of where you live, what kind of person you are, what region you're in. A lot of my buddies back home drive pickup trucks. You want to be scouring. You want to get the right thing for your family. We talk about SUVs, Frankie was saying, are taking over. You see them all over the place. Cars.com, they got over 2 million possibilities on there. Over 50,000 cars are added daily. Cars.com, if you're looking for a car, which you should be. I don't know why you'd be anywhere else because they've been doing it for 25 years.
Need a car. It's an essential at this point. Just like your essential oxygen, water, food. You need a car, man. One way or another, you got to get that car. And why deal with all the hassle? Why deal with the heckling and the BS is what I want to say. You walk into those doors and you know that you're in shark infested waters. And let's just figure out from the comfort of our own couch. You could do it in bed. You don't even have to have clothes on, and you can search for a car. That's amazing. That's luxury. That's 21st century living.
That's the future, or it's now, but it's also the future.
Yeah, we're living in the future. That's how goodcars.com is. So up to 50,000 cars added daily to cars.com. Again, you can shop over 2 million cars for 2 million possibilities. Find your next possibility on cars.com. Where to next?
You on this podcast someday, dude. I can see Trevor Immelman trying to join right now. You are going to be becoming a
fuck
robe
yeah.
and slippers guy.
You got to
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what's so funny is you guys are so big time now, right?
Oh,
That,
here we
in the old days, you'd send me a link, I'd press a button. Now I got to download an app to come on with you. I mean,
Yeah.
what are we doing, you guys? Look at you.
We've got an
wow.
incredibly, we've got
Power
a very
dynamics.
we've got a pressing topic that we need your expert advice and insight into. We really do.
It
Yeah.
makes me a little nervous to
Yeah,
think
I'm
about
yeah.
where this could
See,
possibly.
I'm
You should
interested to
be.
see how freely you answer this question. Go ahead, Riggs.
You should be. So appreciate you joining. We missed you. We need to do a full show soon. But
You
we're
say
talking
that to
about
everybody, don't you, Riggs?
No,
No.
we do miss you. We miss
No,
you a
we
lot.
actually miss you. It's just nice to see you and hear that incredible accent too. It's very soothing, I imagine, to the listeners who've had to listen to us for too long, 15, 20 minutes already. We're talking about John Rahm's Masters Champions Dinner menu, which seems excellent. And then somebody brought up the point of the past champion who hosts the dinner has to front the bill of that. And we were going back and forth talking about the interesting dynamics and does somebody try to run it up if they don't like the guy? And then we got into the pure logistics of, is it a set menu or a set deal like at a wedding, or does you, Trevor Immelman, after you win the Masters in 2008 and 2009, do you have to sign a bill before you leave? What are the logistics of that working out?
So, the defending champion does pay for the meal, which is a really, really cool tradition. That's the first part of your question. The second part is there may definitely be some cases where, try and edge that total up a little bit. Myself and Adam Scott, who always sit next to each other, we generally end the night with some type of really good tasting bourbon. If something on the menu doesn't tickle your fancy, you can always order off of the normal menu. But I have never done that before. So let me just think now how many I've done. This is probably number 15 or so, and I've always just gone with whatever the champ is serving, and it's always been out of this world.
So it's not price fixed. We're just going straight. Whatever it costs goes on a bill, gets sent to you maybe, whatever, a week or two later, gets to your account or whatever it may be. But whatever you guys order just goes on just like you're at a restaurant. This isn't a price fix situation.
Yep. You just
Wow.
you get it
Stunning.
and you pay for it. And by the way, Frankie, it's worth it.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Trevor, is
100%.
is tip included, or are you looking at Zach Johnson like, hey, what last year? Like,
Well, Riggs, I know tipping is a really big deal with you. I know, word is around Scottsdale, you stiffed a few drive-throughs, but
that Boston market, man, when they hit you with that, would you like the tip? It's just
that's one of our favorite stories of all time is Riggs stressing over whether he should be tipping at a drive-through. But
never seen that
that
before.
is a good question.
Shove it right in your face.
That is a good question. Everything gets done right at Augusta National. So whatever it is, it is.
So
Yeah.
Tiger Woods famously not a very adventurous eater. I know he doesn't like garlic. I know he doesn't like a lot of foods. I have a hard time imagining Tiger eating, ham me berryco or whatever's being. Does he order like chicken nuggets and fries every year?
Yeah, I've always, every time I've been near him, he's eaten right off the menu.
There you go.
I think he's been fine. I got to say, I'm not sure that I've ever seen anybody eat something other than what the choices are on the Champions menu.
I mean, it's a bitch move. If you do that, that's a really, really, really soft move. At least save it for after the dinner. You could go drive through, Burger King if you need to. Don't do it.
You would need like a
tip when you go
serious excuse. I feel like anaphylactic shock or something like that. We'd have to bring somebody back to life because they're about to eat something they're allergic to. So, yeah, like I said, I just haven't really seen anybody not enjoy the options, whatever they are.
You still get juiced up going to this dinner? I'm sure you do. But when you're going there, you're seeing all the past champions, sitting next to Adam Scott, seeing everybody, you still get pretty juiced up about that?
First of all, before I answer that, Trent, why in your little box does it say Brendan Jones? Are you going by a pseudonym now? Are you stealing Jonesy's name, or what's the deal?
I'm on the run from the law, so I've decided to switch my identity to Brendan Jones.
Okay,
yeah.
Got you. Yeah, look, it's the best golfing night of the year, and not even close for me. It is just absolutely look forward to it. Incredible to be a part of it. From the minute you arrive, sometime after 6 p.m. and have a cocktail with the guys out on the balcony and everybody rolls up there in their green jackets. It's pinch me kind of stuff.
Got the chills. I got the chills.
Yeah.
The legendary golf footwear innovator G4 just dropped their latest, the Galavan Tour. It's made to seriously upgrade your golf game. We all got pairs of these about a month ago or so. Dan's showing them off right now. They got a ton of incredible styles. They're insanely comfortable. I would describe them. I know I have this sheet right here. I'm not even going to read it right now because I've been rocking these things. I would describe them as an incredible combination between their classic Galavanter, which was like, we called it the tournament shoe. It just looked traditional but was very comfortable, and sort of their MG4 sneaker-ish, super comfortable shoe. That is what the Galavan Tour is. Again, we've all been rocking them. We all kind of got different styles to fit our personalities. I love them.
The golf shoe I've been wearing all year. They are, like you said, they are the perfect blend between having the structure of a traditional golf shoe, but still having the sort of extra on the bottom. I'm obsessed with these shoes. I got a crazy amount of action when I just tweeted a picture of them. These are showstoppers.
They really
I've
are.
got the box. I wear mine every day, so they're in my golf bag, but I have the box here. It's a very vibrant, incredible box. So, did you show the bottom of those things?
Really
they always
nice
have a little bit of color on them,
really
don't
nice
they?
box, Frank.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that.
Oh,
That's awesome. Yes, sir.
Beautiful.
Good
Beautiful.
choice. You can get 10% off your first order if you go to g4.com/foreplay. That is GFORE.com/foreplay for 10% off your first order. These things are amazing. They're new. They're fresh. When I wear them, I get a lot of guys in the golf world. They roll up. They go, "Are those new? Those new G4s?" Say, "Yep." I say, "What do you think about those?" Said, "It's the shoe of the year. It's what we're going to be wearing all year long. That's how good they are." It is the Galavan Tour from G4. Go to g4.com/4 for 10% off your first order.
Trevor, how's life been? We haven't talked to you in quite a while, it feels like. I know we keep up via text, but I know some exciting stuff's been happening. Obviously, the golf season's rolling right now, and then your son going to Clemson. I saw that on Instagram. That's got to be exciting for you. You're a huge Clemson guy.
Yeah, look, I got my orange on right now.
I know.
Actually,
I noticed that.
some way or another. But yeah, life is great, Frankie. Thanks for asking. You know, I'm missing my job, missing being out there. You know, we haven't had too many goes at it at CBS so far this season. You know, normally we're out at Waste Management or WM, I guess it's called, and because we had the Super Bowl this year, NBC had that event, so we only had 3 events out on the West Coast. So we're a little lightly run, and really looking forward to kicking off at the Masters and then running summer.
You guys have been on a little break here. This is kind of when NBC takes over for like almost a couple months. What have you been doing?
I've been playing a little golf. That's actually where I was headed when you texted me, Riggs. I'm gonna go hit a few balls and then go pick my daughter up from school. That kind of stuff, you know, just hanging out. I know you're not a huge Florida fan, but this time of year, the weather
We had
is
a great
crazy
time.
down here.
I'm coming
We
around.
had a great time. We had an incredible time in Jacksonville, Ponte
We
Vedra
did.
Beach the other week. Also, I wanted to ask you, we were just talking about this on the podcast. Interesting dynamic and an interesting choice facing our guy, Kevin Kisner, right now. It seems like he might get the full-time offer. And we were talking about this dynamic where you guys are golfers and you've been golfers your entire life. And then you get this offer for this very unique job. There's only 2 of them that exist. And one of them is open right now. Well, you know, Kisner's a little bit, I think, younger than you were when you got the job. But what was that internal dialogue like to convince yourself that, okay, this is actually what I'm going to do now, and maybe my playing days might be behind me?
Yeah, look, it creeps up on you, Dan. To be quite honest with you, it creeps up on you from a standpoint of the realization of the fact that may not have what it takes anymore to compete at the level that you want to, and you know, as you start to come to grips with that and you survey the landscape and see what your options are, for me, it was a very intriguing and enticing option to be able to get into TV. I felt like I could still be a part of the game. I felt like I had something that I would be able to share with the viewers. And on top of that, the times that I'd done TV, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I thoroughly enjoyed being a part of a team. So for me, it was quite an obvious choice. And it's something that I'm extremely thankful for. Like I just touched on with you guys, I love my job, like legitimately love it, and can't wait to get going again in a few weeks. And so those are the sort of things that Kiz is going to have to mull over and try and figure out, like, you know, have I got one more run left in me? Is the desire still there? Is the discipline still there to get out and work your butt off? If you want to play at the highest level, there's only one way that happens, and it's through work, dedication, and discipline. Does he still have the appetite for that? And, you know, if a hell yes isn't the answer on those, as soon as that question pops into your mind, then, you know, maybe it'd be the right move for him to go ahead and do that. He sure has had a good couple of weeks run, I think. I've enjoyed listening to him. He's a great guy. I like him anyway. Always fun to talk to and fun to hang around. So interesting times for him to see, you know, what the next move is.
I got a question for you while we have you, Trevor. I know you.
Yeah, this one quick question is it's dragging on, Riggs.
No, this is that full blown. You're just in the podcast now. We said we needed to do it soon. You're just
We already like the title of the podcast just changed to like Trevor Immelman in-depth Masters dinner interview.
That's funny.
You played against Tiger Woods in his prime. You took him down at the Masters in 2008. Scottie Scheffler is on a run right now where he last year posted, in terms of the strokes gained era, the second best ball striking year in the history of the PGA Tour, second only to 2006 Tiger Woods. Do you think it's crazy to look at what he's doing and make comparisons to how dominant his ball striking is?
Let me think of the best way to formulate that answer. It's a yes. It's a yes and no. It's a yes and no, because, you know, I don't think anybody's ever going to reach what Tiger Woods did, and the shortness, for the briefness of time that he won all those tournaments. But obviously, we enjoyed that so much and we want it again so badly. I think we're always looking for the next person to be able to go on that sort of a run. And Scottie does seem to be able to be equipped to be that much better than the competition that he has right now. And, you know, when he plays the style of golf that he's played the last 2 weeks, but over the last 3 seasons or so, it's, man, it's damn impressive. And it's a lot of fun to watch. And when you understand how hard the game is, not just to play in general, but to play at that elite level with the type of heat that he has on him as world number one, and he still pulls it off in those moments. Like it's goosebump stuff, tip your hat kind of stuff. You know, I have a lot of respect for that. But he's gonna have to stay on this clip for like a decade. Think about it.
Yeah.
Right.
It's hard to
Crazy.
compare like different eras though,
Yeah.
because now we're talking almost 20 years after Tiger did that. And the competition in all of sports just gets tighter, better, more advanced, right? Like, doesn't
Well,
he get
are you
some
saying
sort
that
of?
we sucked, Frankie?
No. I
Yeah.
got into this with the Wayne Gretzky argument. I'm not saying anything. I'm not saying anything about the past heroes and the legends and all that. I'm just saying by sheer stats and numbers and the amount of people that are playing the game and the ball speed and the way that they're able to move this golf ball, it just has to be a little bit more difficult for a guy to be able to make that gap. You know what like it just has to be, right? Like if you just go based off of how evolution works, like things are just getting better and stronger and faster. I don't know. It just to me is like it's just really impressive that he's able to do it at a time like this. Not
Yeah,
that Tiger wasn't, but
I absolutely buy into your point that today's equipment brings players and athletes together, especially in golf. You know, you can mask some of your weaknesses now with the technological advances and the way you can be fit into certain stuff. You know, if we had to roll back all the equipment, we would absolutely see, you know, who's got the best hand-eye coordination out there, who's got the shots that they can rely on. And I think we would see a bigger dispersion then and not everybody bunched together as much. I do agree with that.
Yeah. That is kind of it's a bit of a bummer on that front, but also we're guys that sit here and are like, yeah, I mean, we just keep advancing equipment. Let's see people hit the ball as far as possible. It's awesome. So it's a little like I don't know. I kind of am on both sides of the fence sometimes.
So
on that
how did you guys feel about Wyndham hitting 4-iron wedge into the 18th hole on Sunday?
I wrote about it, and I said I'm actually coming around on the rollback situation. For me, it wasn't so much the 4-iron wedge; it was the 2-iron to 3 feet on the second hole, which was just like I understand he's one of the longest players out there. Not everyone can do that, but those 2 shots, you shouldn't be able to do that with an iron on a par 5. Like one of those shots should have to be like a driver or a 3-wood. And I also think his stock driver shot, that 185 ball speed. I don't want to call it a slice, but it moves pretty good left to right. No one had that shot when you were playing.
Yeah.
Like that shot would spin up in the air and it wouldn't go very far, and it goes forever.
It does. Look, that 185 ball speed is elite. And, you know, that's something that pretty much everybody just dreams of. He has that in the tank. What I will say about him is, shucks, in the last 12 months, like this guy has not just taken one step, like he's taken multiple steps forward with his game and with the way people respect his game and his ability to like get into the hunt at the biggest events. So it's been fun to see like this new star emerge. You know, every now and then, that's the beauty of these shot traces is you can really get a feel for when these guys decide to hit what shots and in what situations. And there's no doubt over the last 2 weeks where him and Scottie have been going at each other, you know, Wyndham will hit some right to left shots, particularly with the irons. Like he's not afraid to step up and hit a draw if he really, really needs to. But you're right, that stock shot with the driver, he just hammers it down the left side and lets it bleed back. But he's legit, man. He is legit. I look forward to seeing what happens at Augusta with him.
He used to miss cuts all the time. Like he was talking about how this Florida swing where he just finished second at Bay Hill and Players, like he used to miss a cut in those tournaments. Like, you know, he's made, it's like a 15 shot difference. And part of it's definitely physical, but it seems like a lot of it is mental.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, at this kind of level, it's a massive part of it. And I always tell people, you know, confidence can do amazing things for athletes that are putting in the time and the effort. And when you have multiple pieces of the pie, whether it be, you know, equipment, talent, hard work and dedication, discipline, all that kind of stuff, mental game, you know, one of those slices of the pie that you have to have if you want to be great is confidence and self-belief. And the steps that he's taken in that area over the last few weeks. I mean, even when he hits bad shots, you can see how he's bouncing back mentally after bad shots. You know, his head's not down. He's not talking to himself badly. You can see he just brushes it off immediately, and invariably it's a good shot on the next shot. And that's a guy that's dangerous right there. You know, the players that are a little weaker and that let that negativity linger around longer are the ones that you're like, okay, I can get to this guy. There's a little bit of a gap here, crack that I can maybe expose, but he doesn't seem to have that. And for that matter, neither does Scottie Scheffler. He is just as cool as it gets.
They were doing a breakdown of them shaping the ball, and they were going through Scottie doing it on Sunday and on the 9th hole, which is the long par 5, and it's just difficult to really get it on the green in 2. And he hits this sweet, like, bleeder cut driver off the tee, and then just hits a towering, like, 3-iron draw into the green. And then they go through and talk about on the back 9, he likes to hit cuts. He likes to hit cuts off the tee. And then he steps up on 18. He really probably hasn't hit like a draw 3-wood in a while. With tournament on the line, and he just rips a draw with his 3-wood right down the right center of the fairway. And you're like, that is it's so impressive to have one of those shots, like ever. And to have all of them in that moment when you're number one, when you've got the pressure, when there's water all over the place, and how iconic the event is. Nobody's won it back to back. Like, that's so impressive. It's crazy.
It is crazy. The guy's club face awareness and sweet spot awareness during his swing is freaking second to none, man. It's awesome. I've said this many times, and I'll say it again. When I have an opportunity to watch him hit balls on the range, I make sure to go and stand there and watch him hit. It is just, it's beautiful. The sound, the flight, power, his ability to move the ball, the way the club goes through the turf, the divots that he takes, you know, it's pure. It's very, very.
And he's doing it all on ice skates, essentially. His feet are all over the place. It's hard to even imagine that consistency of ball striking. It's crazy.
Yeah, think about that. And one of the things that I've been wondering about, you know, I haven't had an outlet to share all my ideas for the last month.
This. Come on, you ain't hitting balls today, Trevor. Trevor, you're not hitting balls. That ship has sailed, brother. You are not hitting balls today.
That sun's going down, Trevor.
Podcast.
So, you know, one of the things I've been thinking about is, you know, what is he in his late 20s?
He's 27.
27, okay. So how long is his body going to allow him to continue to have this foot? You know, is it till he's 35? Is it till he's 40? Is it till he's 42? Who knows? Maybe he's won 15 majors by the time he's 42. But at some point, his body is going to start hurting, and his hips and his knees and his feet and his ankles are going to start hurting. And then, you know, what does that look like? How does he start to adjust for that? How does his swing evolve? You know, let's just think. Rick's made, you know, was trying to make the comp with Tiger earlier, and we think back to Tiger and think about his junior golfer swing to 97 swing to 2000 to 05 to, you know, 2010, 13 time when he worked with Foley to now when he's kind of back more to his normal fingerprint. What is Scottie's swing going to do over the next 10 years? It's going to be so cool to watch and see how things evolve and progress for him.
We had Mark Blackburn, who is like, you know, the number one golf teacher according to Golf. You know, he coaches all these pros. He came to our, we had a little happy hour at Sawgrass, and I was asking about the swing, and he said he loves Scottie's swing because he's moving away from the ball on the downswing, which keeps that club face so like stable through impact. He was saying that, yeah, it looks weird, but he says he loves his positions.
Yeah, well, the reason he can do that is, the feet slide toward the target, but they also slide away from the ball. So in order for him to, he's getting essentially further from the ball with his feet in space, so to speak. So the way he accounts for that is he bends over a little bit more from the waist. And as he bends over more from the waist, what that does is it gives his arms more space.
Yeah.
And so you just don't get those stuck-looking swings with Scottie Scheffler. Like, he never makes a swing where you're like, oh, man, he was like really jammed for space coming into the ball, and this club face is way open coming in, and he either hits a massive block or he flashes the face and hits a snap hook. Like, you just never see that for him because of the way his feet work, and he gets that extra forward and side bend. His arms, his arms, elbows, wrists, hands, they have so much space coming through the ball to create that stability in the face that it's just a feel for him. Oh, okay, I want to draw this one. Okay, there's a draw. I want to hit a fade. Oh, here's the fade. Low, high. It's all through his hands, which is another thing that Tiger has always spoken about, is as long as he's got his hands, he feels like he can still compete.
Yeah, being able to, square it up with your hands when your feet are moving like that is so much more athletic to me than like a perfectly postured pendulum of a swing. Like, to me, it seems like he's doing such a more athletic hand-eye coordination type of swing, which to me is so impressive. You have all that movement and somehow at impact, it's perfect every single time. I really can't wrap my head around it. I really can't. I can understand like an Adam Scott swing where every single time you can set it to like an orchestra.
Yeah.
But I can't understand the Scottie one where it's like, if I put that tape on the center of his club face, you're telling me it's going to hit it every time? If I saw that swing without knowing him, I would bet all money that I have that he wouldn't hit that tape. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but then all of a sudden he does it.
For sure. It's a gift.
Yeah,
I mean,
it is.
Yes, the guy is he's amazing. He's legit. He's a superstar.
Summer is coming up very, very, very soon, and it's all about the freedom to have fun. You don't need to blow your budget on a trip to make the most out of it. Forget a vacation, folks, and take a tequila-cation with the new Truly Tequila Soda. We've been having these at the Barstool Classic so far this year at a couple of the events that we've done. People are raving about them. They're delicious. Tequila's in. Tequila's just in. People like tequila. It's fun. It's an upper. Everybody says it gets you going. You're having a great time out there drinking tequila. Now, the Truly Tequila Sodas are in, and we love them.
Yeah, we've got the coolers all over the Barstool Classics, and whenever somebody opens it up and sees the tequila sodas, they get very, 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 very excited. Very excited.
Yeah, tequila's just got a little extra juice.
And it pairs really well with the juices that you're about to list. Like, tequila just goes well with all of these flavors. Not saying vodka doesn't, but it's just a different feel. It's like it was made to blend.
Are you talking about lime, pineapple, guava, grapefruit, and watermelon? Is that what you're talking about?
Exactly. Gosh, I could see a tree breezing, it just moving in the breeze. I could see it when you say guava and tequila.
This refreshing blend of real fruit juice from concentrate, sparkling water, and premium tequila blanco is the drink of the summer, all with 5% ABV and just 100 calories. Take a tequila-cation with the new Truly Tequila Soda today. Truly Tequila Soda. Keep it light. Hard Seltzer, Beverage Company, Boston, Massachusetts. Please drink responsibly.
Trevor, before we let you go, we've been talking
We're
a
never
little bit.
letting
You
you go.
mentioned
We're
no, we're
just
never letting you
never-
go.
we're not,
We'll say
yeah.
that another 3 times. But we were talking about just like Wyndham, like taking the next step, and a lot of guys, and the pressure and the mental part of it. I remember some golfers talking about, I know Bryson says this a lot, where you play from the forward tees and you learn how to play like 10 under par, and can you hold that, and like, can you break 60 from the forward tees? We had this debate or this conversation where I'm actually going to go out and do a video in the next couple of weeks playing from the forward tees. For a regular, obviously I'm not the guy that's going to try and go break 60. I'm not going to try and hold this number that like would win me a professional golf tournament, but we're trying to figure out like how much will that change my game playing from the forward tees in your opinion? Will I see a ridiculous improvement in my score, or will the new, distances to the pin and all that kind of just all even out? I'd love to get your take on that because, I'm excited to try this new challenge out.
there's a joke waiting to happen here, Frankie, because a lot of it depends on that wedge game. A lot of it depends on the wedge game and the chipping and putting. Essentially, look, I've seen you hit balls. We've spent some time together. You've got a really reliable long game, and you're going to be able to get it off the tee well. And if you're playing a shorter golf course, essentially now you're just going to have shorter approaches. So if you are a person whose your wedge game is on, and all of a sudden you can give yourself, let's say you miss 3 less greens in regulation, and you give yourself 3 more looks inside at 20 or 25 feet, you could be looking at a handful of shots improvement right there. So a lot of it will depend on what each golfer's strengths and weaknesses are. So that's
we
that's
saw
the way
a
I would
bunch
answer
of
that.
feedback being like, it could. And Joel Damon said, it'll be worse. And then other people are like, oh, you'll be 10 strokes better. So we've had that highs and lows coming in, but is that something you ever worked on when you were in the thick of it and really trying to improve like the mental side of your game? Did you ever try and go from the front and just see how you could do, making birdie on every single hole and having all those eagle opportunities?
Yeah, well, I like to always play the tees with the people that I'm playing with. So like when I go out and play social golf for the most part, like to me, the point of social golf is all being together. And so I want to hang out with the people that I've, have asked me to go play golf or I've chosen to go play golf with, and I want to hang out with them. So a lot of times you'll be playing off, tees that aren't the tips, and it's fun because you can hit different styles of shots. Sometimes you'll try and drive a green on a par 4 when ordinarily you couldn't do that, or you'll say, man, it gets way too narrow up there. There's some water up there, so I'll just hit a 5-iron off the tee and then hit a 9-iron for my second or something like that. So it makes it a bit more fun. It can take you out of your comfort zone, shock the system, so to speak, have to think a little bit more about strategy at times. So I'm all for it. I'm all for just getting out and playing golf, being on the golf course. A lot of people, and I understand that, not everybody has the same amount of time as some of us, but when they do have the time, they just get stuck on the range. Whereas I would always advocate for, look, once you've gotten to a point to where you feel like your game is somewhat manageable, you're going to learn your most going to the golf course and playing and going, running the mental gamut, and emotions of being out on a golf course and feeling intimidated by out of bounds or water or having to make a 200-yard carry to get to the fairway, and just seeing how your body and your mind react to that. And then finding ways to improve from there. So I'm always a big guy. Go to the golf course and play and keep the expectations low and then see what happens.
It's the truest thing ever, because I can go to the range and hit a lot of drivers that are really, really solid, and then you go to the first tee and you hit a shot that just was not there on the range. It's just it's a different mental process. Your body tenses up. It's just
Riggs almost killed Sam Burns on the first tee of our scramble, and he didn't miss a drive on the driving range. He didn't miss a single driver.
Brendan Jones has an incredible clip of me hitting like 15 just tight draws with the driver, and then for 15 holes or however long it took for Sam Burns to close us out in a scramble, I didn't hit one drive that was findable.
It's crazy.
I was wondering if you've recovered from Tiger out driving you from his knees, right?
No, I mean, I put it in my bio. I take that as a very big sense of pride that occurred to me. He's very jacked upper body, so I got to give myself that, and he's Tiger Woods. But
it was such an awesome clip of first of all, like the pregame of you guys all friggin' being so nervous of is he coming over, is he not coming over, and everyone's getting all jacked up. And then you actually lace this tee shot, and I'm like, oh my word, Riggs found a way. And then he still hits it past you over his knees. I mean, it was a roller coaster, man. I watched it a couple times.
I appreciate that. I was thinking in my head, like, if you just do what you do all the time here, which is hit a fucking dog shit tee shot, then the whole video's ruined. Like, it's not, there's nothing for him to defeat. Yeah. It's not a big deal.
You roasted the occasion there. It was incredibly impressive.
Yeah, it was a miracle,
I thought it was really impressive. And then, I was like, man, Rick's actually going to get him and he's going to live off this for the rest of his life. And then he had to buy you off his tee. Dan, how about you? Have you qualified for this tournament yet, or when does that happen?
I contractually, unfortunately, I'm not allowed to say.
Oh, really? But you have played the
NDA.
qualifier.
Yeah, we played it. We played it a couple weeks ago in Myrtle Beach, but they are releasing their own kind of movie situation documentary thing on April 23rd. So
How
I
did you
cannot
handle
say.
shooting 85, Dan?
Well, 88 is the rumor online. 88 is the rumor online. I can't comment on the the truth of that rumor. You'll have to
Okay.
wait for another month. But there is a on the interwebs there is a belief that I shot 88 that day.
Okay. Okay. Well, I'll have to
So-
keep an eye out for that.
We'll have to see.
This episode is brought to you by Body Armor Zero Sugar. The brand new Zero Sugar sports drink from our friends at Body Armor provides real hydration with no artificial sweeteners, flavors, or dyes. Whether you're looking to stay hydrated, which is incredibly important. We do these trips, these golf trips, we're filming, maybe having a beverage out there. You're outside, the sun's beating down on you, you're walking, taking way more golf swings than you should. It's just difficult to stay hydrated out there.
Body Armor sent me a bunch of lemon lime, no sugar, zero sugar that Frankie's got there. He's got the water. I've got the water here as well. I drink a lemon lime, zero sugar Body Armor every single day. The taste is amazing. I feel hydrated. I genuinely can't get enough of it. It's so good.
No colors from artificial sources. It says it's 10 calories. There is 0 fat in it. There's 0 sugar in it. Just very minimum sodium in it. Just 5 milligrams. It is an incredible super drink. Lemon lime. You've got the orange flavor?
I got this orange flavor. I got the lemon lime as well. I think what is the other one is the is it strawberry that I think I've got a good amount of, which is absolutely delicious. They got fruit punch. That's what I was thinking of. So they got great tasting flavors, fruit punch, the lemon lime. I got this orange, and I'm telling you, when I got buddies come over and stay, whether it's down at Pinehurst or out here in Scottsdale, like to live in golf like communities, so buddies come out and visit. These things are just enormous for that recovery, that hydration when you need it. Because again, you're probably having a couple beverages, you're having a good time, you're dehydrated. Body Armor Zero Sugar is available in stores nationwide. Head on over to the Body Armor store on Amazon and get yours today. That is Body Armor Zero Sugar.
Trevor,
That's
before
cool,
we
man.
let you go, this year on the Masters broadcast, don't be afraid to say that the 15th green at Augusta is like hitting up onto a saddle.
I
Don't
know.
be afraid to
I
do
know.
that.
Oh,
I know. Trent, listen, I have to formally apologize to you because I said last year about this time on this podcast that I thought that was a great idea and I was going to use it. And I just flat out choked, Trent. There's no other way for me to put it. I mean, I just choked. I had various opportunities and
oh yeah.
though it was in my brain and it was on the tip of my tongue and I couldn't get it out. I just couldn't get it out.
Dude, there was one time where I was watching and everything was quiet and they did a slow, whether it was a drone or the jib shot of the 15th, and I'm like, he's gonna fucking say it right now. Like the way you guys were describing it and you were describing the shot into it and the way that the water was everything about it was perfect. I'm like, he's gonna say saddle, and you just didn't. It crushed me.
Trust me. I was thinking it. I was feeling it. I had the vision of Trent's face in my head, and I choked. I mean, I just
Let me say
choked.
this. I feel like part of it is the pressure that you want to give me credit for it on the broadcast. You do not have to do that. You can just say it and claim it as your own. People will know where it's from. You don't have to be like, oh, this
Just the
guy.
word saddle.
Just say the word saddle. And again, no pressure. But if you feel the opportunity and you see it, pull the trigger, my man, and we'll all know where it came from.
Okay, it's back in play. It's back in play. I've got a couple more weeks to build up my confidence, and hopefully I've got the guts this time.
So funny.
I love it. That's so good.
All right, Trevor. Well, we appreciate it. We appreciate you jumping in as always. Great
It's
insight.
good to hang with you boys, man.
The
Great
best,
insight.
man. You're the best.
Always a pleasure.
3 weeks. We'll see you in 3 weeks.
Yep.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
can't wait. I can't wait. And I'm just like, I'm at a point now to where every day I think about it. And I'm just hoping we get a week of really good weather leading, not just during the tournament, but leading in. It's been a while since we've really had a firm and fast Augusta National. And when that happens again, and I'm hoping it's this year, it will just be like that golf course. It plays so different, and you have to be so precise and so on your game when you have these tiny little areas to land the ball in, knowing that if you miss it by 6-7 feet with the greens being firm, that ball is just gone. It would be amazing viewing. So that's what I'm hoping for, man. Give me 7 days of sunshine the week before, and then the week of, it would be something special.
That's a dream.
God, chills.
Me too.
Yeah.
That's a dream. All right, Trevor Immelman, 2008 Masters champion, lead analyst for CBS. We'll see you in a couple weeks.
All right, boys. Send me that hoodie, Riggs.
Done.
All right, boys. Have a good one.
See you, Trevor.
Trevor.
Thank you.
It is.
That guy's the best.
Talk about a perfect guest to have where it was two things. It was the Masters thing the dinner we wanted to get to the bottom of. And then Dan brought up the great Kevin Kisner question where he's in the exact same position where it's like,
He's the only other guy.
Immelman is the guy to answer both of those questions.
Yeah, I went to journalism school for that, baby.
As soon as I saw where you were going, I was like, this guy knows what he's doing. The other three of us, we got no idea what we're doing. But that was
we were
that
out
was
to
great.
lunch.
That was an A1 foreplay interview.
We were going to ask him if he's got like slippers on, and Dan's like, "Oh yeah, you're the other guy. That's the analyst."
I love Trevor Immelman, man. He is just the nicest guy in the world.
He has never not given us all of the time of the day ever. He's just perfect. Yeah, I've just looked. He's 44, so he's been doing this job for a little bit. He was about the exact same age. Like he had to kind of make that same call. And great question.
What an
It's just a
interview.
great
We just
question.
never thought we'd have a good interview like that today. It just happens. That's the best when comes up in conversation, call this guy. He happens to be home and he happens to be Trevor Immelman. Come on, man. That's so perfect.
Yeah, that was delightful.
Shades
That
of
was
when
fun.
we
40
called-
minutes of
bonus.
them?
Shades of when we called Danny Rapp after he froze in front of Tiger, and we're like, bring him on.
That's
we are.
Started it all.
Maybe Trevor's future is on the podcast.
Fifth mic.
I'll take his job. We can trade.
You guys swap.
All right, let's move on. I saw Monahan had a couple texts just kind of about the meetings that went on. Kind of a snooze fest. That guy, he just kind of said nothing, which is fair in this situation. He reiterated the same quote of, when you're in negotiations, you just simply can't be talking about it publicly, which I understand. I don't know, Dan, if you saw anything in there that I didn't see, but I don't think it was really that worth.
I think
noteworthy.
I think his secrecy means that they're making you know what I mean? They're clearly they're both, represented by big time law firms and those law firms are in control of the messaging right now, which makes me think that we're moving toward where we were 9 months ago. They're kind of just starting over again.
Right, because if he needed leverage to say something in public, he would. Right? Like to try and sway public opinion or try and persuade the other side to, whatever. If he was trying to strong arm anyone, then I think that he would use the media. But the fact that they're like, we'd rather this all just be happening behind closed doors means that it has to be going the way that they all want it to go.
Yeah, right. He's not out there playing the leak something strategically game. He doesn't need to right now, which is a good sign. Valspar Championship, I've got great news. Hashtag DK Partner. The hole-in-one bet is back. And
Yes.
I was scrolling through this morning. I was just my juices are getting flowing about kind of getting some bets in on golf. Shout out to our partner, DraftKings Sportsbook. They're the best. And the hole-in-one for the week. So I took a couple picks. I gave last time, I said Brian Harmon. He's plus 115 to finish top 20 this week. We were talking about him a ton on last show. We had some funny conversations about him up and down. He's an insanely accurate golfer, so I like that top 20. But then the ace bet, it's plus 100, so even money for an ace, and it's minus 135 for a no. So it's a little bit, once you put the juice in there, pretty much a pick 'em, maybe a little bit skewed towards the favorite is not to happen. So plus 100. And then I want you guys to know, not only are we wagering that there's going to be an ace, but it's going to be Dylan Wu, and that is plus 15,000. I just
Northwestern Zone.
Scrolling through the names, Northwestern Zone. So if people are into that, and again, this is just a hunch that I have, a nice little wager that I saw, ace plus 100, and I may have put a little bit on Dylan Wu to be the guy that makes that ace throughout the tournament.
Dylan,
So exciting. The
what-
hole-in-one bet, man. We
just
ride
name?
again. We take yes this week. We take yes this week. Hole in one at the Valspar.
I met Dylan Wu about a month ago. We were chit-chatting, over a drink. I've been following him on Instagram. I think he's been playing pretty well lately, and I just saw that name. I saw plus 15,000. I said, "Yep, that's what's going to happen." So that's what I like. I like Dylan Wu to make an ace. All right, closest to the pin. We're back with closest to the pin action. It's my turn to kind of bring the questions to the table. The Bushman is on vacation. That's why we've got Jonesy in here. But before we do throw it to Jonesy, I would like to throw it to Fireball Whiskey and just remind everybody out there, if you're really liking to up the ante, get it going out there this weekend with your pals, with your gals, with whoever you're playing golf with or doing anything with. Maybe you're watching a little bit of basketball. Maybe you're watching the Valspar. Maybe you're playing some golf. Fireball Whiskey. Get the 50 milliliter nips. Grab a bunch of them. You can throw them back. You don't need a chaser. You don't need any glassware. You don't need any cups. You just grab those puppies, put them in the bag, purchase them from the beverage cart or from the bar, throw them in there. They got the Birdie Shot Club now, too. It's got a bunch of the 50 milliliter Fireball whiskey. It's iconic cinnamon flavor. It's delicious. It's fun. Everybody enjoys it. So, Fireball Whiskey, thank you for presenting closest to the pin.
Okay. Recap from last week?
Yep.
First one was
sir.
Rory McIlroy's combined score in the rounds 1 and 2 of the Players. The correct answer was 138. The winners are Frankie, Trent, and Alex. You guys all guessed 137.
Where was I?
Dan guessed 139. Riggs 140.
Wait, so why?
Wait. Wouldn't they those be the same?
Wouldn't we tie?
Is it like Price is Right rules? Can't
I
go
don't
over?
think so.
No.
No, I think
think
it's
it
just
has
closest
no.
to. So that would be
Give me
four
that
of you.
point. Give me that point.
Everybody wins but me.
Danny gets a
That's
point,
actually
too.
nobody should win because you guys are all.
Yeah,
I got-
that's split 4 ways.
Yep, Danny gets a point there.
Well, okay. I don't know why they're not in the winner column.
Alex. Miami Alex is slacking.
He's on
Call that-
vacation.
He's
It's fair.
so
we'll allow
drunk.
that.
He's so
We'll-
drunk at the Versace mansion.
He can't count.
That's why I assumed it. I was like, oh, they're one away, but I figured it was Price is Right rule.
No, I don't think we've done that. So Danny gets a point.
Checks out. 2 combined points for the New York Islanders top line in the next 2
Oh
games.
my god.
Oh no.
Oh my god.
I
think
guessed
they
a
had
high
0.
number. Oh fuck.
I think they had 0.
The correct answer was 4.
Oh my god.
Oh my!
Dan guessed 5 and 1. Riggs 8. Frankie 10. Trent 13. Alex 9.
See,
I was
yeah,
hoping
that
our
was-
boys I was hoping our top line was gonna score more than that. Said the hockey guy.
Who is that? Barzell? Lee? Who is that, Frank?
No, it was Bo, Brock, and Barzy, and then they ended up moving that line around anyway. So that's why I thought maybe that second game they didn't even play together. Yeah, 4 is better than I thought. Honestly, they got shut out a bunch these last week. So
All right, so Danny got the point there.
Danny gets the point.
Okay.
And then the third one, attendance at the Senators-Islanders game on
this would be
Saturday
an interesting one.
afternoon. Yeah, this was really interesting. The correct answer was 17,255.
oh my god.
Riggs,
Oh, wait.
16,835. Frankie, 17,177. Dan, 16,476. Alex, 16,169. Trent wins 17,250.
Yeah, I just went with capacity.
You were
I just went
5 off.
capacity.
5 people off.
Wow!
There were five extra people
wow
at UBS. I just guessed capacity. That was of course that was
One
going to be the
extra
answer.
family. One extra
Yeah.
family decided to go last minute.
I knew when I said that
household.
number, I was like,
Just
when
a
I
household
said that number
showed
last
up.
week, I was like, I won. They're going to be filled to capacity, and at the very least, there's going to be a couple more.
Those people
That's a
just
win.
have car trouble. That household, Trent. You nail it. You spot
Right.
on. It's a bro.
Damn.
Wow, impressive. Almost right on the nose.
All right, so the fourth one, audience score on Rotten Tomatoes for the greatest game ever played.
Oh, we already did this. Well,
Yeah, we did this like in real time.
Oh, yeah,
I was
true.
I was close. I think I was the closest.
Oh, yeah, last week, 82%. Frankie won 84%.
all right. So what are the current standings now with that? With an asterisk potentially by Frankie's name.
So here's what
Yeah.
he gave me, but then we're going to have to do a little bit of math. The standings update,
We
Trent
just add
17.
one to-
Yeah. Trent 17, Dan 16, Riggs 13, Frankie 12, Alex 5. So the winner for the first one, he had
Just
as
add Danny.
Frankie, Trent, and Alex. Then
Yeah, I
we
think you just add one to
Danny.
Danny.
Yeah, exactly. So Trent 17, Dan 17, Riggs 13, Frankie 12, Alex 5.
All right. Frankie making a comeback.
I haven't won in like a month. I haven't won a point in like a month. Fucking cold.
Yeah, a
streak.
little
All
bit
right,
of a
so-
comeback there. I'm gonna have to check to see what actually happened. I doubt that it's correct, but someone sent the video and I didn't even watch it. I should have watched it.
Yeah. All right. So
All right.
Riggs Barstool has the questions this week.
My turn. We're doing a little close to the pin. Fireball whiskey. Here we go. We got a little bit of March Madness that we're going to kick off with. First one, Colgate basketball versus Baylor. The spread, shout out to our guys, Colgate. The spread, Baylor is minus 14 points.
Oh boy.
All right.
I need everyone to guess what the spread is going to be. So you could bet either side of it. You could say Baylor by 7. You could say Colgate by 10. You could say whatever you would like.
So what it's going to finish out as?
The final
Point
of the
differential.
game, not compared to what the spread is on DraftKings Sportsbook, just who's going to win and by how many, basically what
Okay.
you're saying.
Brush your teeth. Hashtag brush your teeth.
Hashtag brush your teeth. That's a great hashtag.
That's really good. Everybody in?
Oh yeah, Brennan. I guess Brennan's probably not doing it. So yeah, I think we're all in.
I do have, by the way, I reached out to Alex Bush this morning,
say,
and he submitted his answers. So I have those.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, while being shit-faced, impressive.
I like this narrative that Bush is just a complete drunk on vacation all the
He's on
time.
a bender, dude.
Picturing him in like a Balls beachwear shirt with it open, and it's just like I don't know if he's got any like taco meat chest hair, but
Mai Tai.
Face
Yeah,
just
he's-
red as can be for the last 4 days.
He's already
Burnt
stressing
to-
about missing his flight home.
That's right.
all right, I think we're all in here.
Jonesy, do you mind reading all the submissions?
Of course. Here we go. Dan, Baylor wins by 7.
Okay.
Trent, Colgate wins by 1.
Hey,
Riggs, Baylor by 11. Frankie, Colgate by 2.
Wow.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Let me read
Brush
Alex
your teeth.
Bush's. Oh, Baylor. God damn it. Bush said Baylor by 11, but I hope I'm wrong.
Okay.
All right.
So
Squashes me.
it does.
Does squash.
All right, that's a good
But he has
first one.
5 points, so I don't really care.
Go Colgate.
All right. Second one. We're going to stick with March Madness. I don't know how you can't this week. The first game on Thursday, I think it's like 12:20 or 12:10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So we're going to get right into it. I want some hot action right out of the gate. Michigan State, Mississippi State, total. On the DraftKings Sportsbook, the line is 130.5. So what will the total points be in the first game of Thursday's March Madness?
It's an 8-9, isn't it? It's a good matchup.
It's a 1-point spread.
Yeah.
Point spread.
All right. Everybody's in. Let it rip.
Yep.
Frankie, 125. Trent Ryan, 135. Dan Rappaport, 127. Riggs Barstool, 133.
You
Okay.
squeezed me, Frank.
And what's the Alex Bush number?
133. He tied me again. What the fuck?
Oh my
That's
god.
tight.
He and I do this
It-
all the time.
Maybe you subconsciously read it like yesterday or before, and it's just like in your mind now.
I was like actively made sure I didn't read it, but maybe it did. Who knows? God damn it. What a weirdo. All right.
All right.
Third one. The Valspar Championship. Kevin Kisner is back competing in the game of golf. He is, just for context, he's plus 250,000 to win the tournament. He is plus 11,000 to finish inside the top 10. He's got the third to worst odds in the field. Last year's tournament, the winner was 10 under par. It's a par 71, and the 144 for the first 2 rounds total strokes was a miscut. The question is, what will Kevin Kisner's total strokes be for the Thursday and Friday round of the Valspar Championship? Par is 71.
I like that.
And you
Does
were
he-
saying
does he like practice when he's doing the broadcast? Like, do we think he practiced last week at Sawgrass? I know he said he did at Century, but you do?
Yeah, I think he's grinding. Yeah, I think so. That's my.
I mean, a $10 bet wins $25,000 on Kevin Kisner.
So is it worth it? Better odds for Dylan Wu to have a hole-in-one than for him to win the tournament?
Way better. Like,
Wow.
like 20x better.
Who you said he's got the third worst odds? Who do you know who the other two are?
It was JB Holmes and name I can't remember. JB
Greg
Holmes is one
Koch.
All right.
There's a coach.
Dan Rapp submitted. Trent Ryan submitted.
Is it Greg Coach or Greg Koch?
I think it's Coke, maybe? Like
Probably
as in the
Coke.
brothers.
It's Coke. It's K. Yeah.
I think it's Cock.
We'll stick with Koch.
All right, I think we're all
Raul
in here.
Pareda. Oh, no, I'm not in there.
No,
Hold
I'm
on.
waiting on Frank.
I
Big
don't
stress.
even know what to say. It could be 197. I don't know
Oh,
what the
come
number is.
on.
I'm just
That's
saying. I don't know what the
fine.
number is.
Okay, everybody's in. Dan Rappaport. First two rounds, Kiz's round. Or Kiz's tournament. 143. Trent
Oh.
Ryan, 146. Riggs, 146.
Of course.
See you later.
I'm
Frankie,
the squash master.
142.
Frankie keeps on squeezing me.
I had the most. I had the most. I think he's gonna win.
You're
I
a
have the most
Kiz guy.
confidence in the guy.
You
Alex
do,
Bush
yeah.
142.
Oh
As
fuck!
well.
Oh, see you later.
This guy, man.
70-71.
Yeah.
He's sitting there.
Right.
Oh Miami. He's just fucking
Yeah.
drink.
Yeah.
Alex Bush is just like at the fucking Versace house, just like Miami.
Those hips are definitely moving in a way
That
that we
was
don't.
oh,
really
yeah.
feel
that was
comfortable
the
with.
Marlins kid dance that you just did.
Yeah.
That gif is that gif is so fucking funny, dude.
That's in Miami too, isn't it? That's a Miami thing.
I think it is.
Psycho.
Frankie's really good.
You did that in a video. You did that in a video, too. I forgot what it was. I think we were in
I
the
did that, yeah, in Dominican Republic, I think, or yeah.
All right, we got one more here.
We got one more here. Final one. Alex Bush has been on vacation in Miami, as has been well documented on this show. Per his cell phone, what will Alex Bush's total steps taken be from Monday through Friday of this week?
A little bit of context here. If you go to an electronics show and you dance, the steps go nuts. They go
Yeah.
crazy.
Okay.
So just a little bit of
Will
context
he go? Hold on. Here's it. Will he be at that show pre-midnight? Because the cutoff will be midnight on Friday, and Miami's a late scene. I feel
So
like.
you're saying which days? How many?
5. Monday to Friday?
Monday to
We're
Friday. Is
saying
that what you said?
Monday at 12:01 or a.m. Eastern to midnight Friday night.
Man,
I looked, just for a little bit of context, like I don't know that this is that much context, but I had my average steps per day in 2023 were like 7,700. Now, I think Bush probably generally is just sitting on a chair drinking mojitos down in the beach in Miami, but I got to do a little math here real quick.
Okay. Frankie Borelli, 37,463. Dan Rappaport, 63,452. Trent Ryan,
Whoa.
32,456. Riggs, 22,466. He's the low man.
Wow.
I feel
That
like he's going to
fucking
have
guy's
a
just
25
laying on a beach, man. He's just
Yeah.
laying down. That's it.
that probably was the
I think
low.
he's
Was
going to have a
probably
20,000
right.
step night.
but
I think he's going to have a
gonna do it-
20,000 step night.
He's gonna do it late in the night. It's gonna be
Yeah.
at 1 a.m. in Miami. That fucking guy. It's not gonna count.
Yeah, I guess I just.
Bushman
Yeah, I don't. Yeah.
submitted. He submitted 25,542.
So he's
Damn.
definitely not going out, Dan, according to your logic.
63,000 is a lot.
Yeah. I don't know. I just went high. I went
But
too
Bush
high.
strikes me as an honor system guy, so he wasn't. I doubt that he was looking at.
Yeah, but he just like knows. He just knows how he's been walking. He knows, he would know. Like, you know how far your dinner reservations are. You know, like, your hotel situation. Is it a walking type hotel?
But I will
Are you
say I wouldn't have known, like, even the context of steps. I wouldn't have known if I take 20,000 steps in a day or 2,000 steps in a day.
Yeah,
I feel good about. I'll
Like,
be
on
honest. I feel
average.
good about 32,000. I feel great about that number.
That's a pretty good guess. I feel like that's a pretty good guess. All right, that's closest to the pin. Everybody's in. So good luck to all players, participants. Last thing that we've got is from the gallery. We got to crank through a little bit of from the gallery. Actually, we got quite a few good submissions brought to you by the new TaylorMade, just amazing driver, the QI10, the QI10 Max, the QI10 LS. This puppy is just taking the golf world by storm. You're watching Scottie Scheffler, who's the best ball striker in the history of planet Earth. QI10 guy, Rory McIlroy, best driver of the golf ball in the history of planet Earth. QI10 guy. Nelly Korda, who won the LPGA a month or a couple months ago, right when these drivers came out. She was using the QI10 Max. Bang. So this thing's just a winning thing. Make sure you go get a little fitting. You know, fitting goes a long way. And check out all of the details on the inertia, the quest for 10K inertia, which they've found. The forgiveness on this thing is amazing while still allowing Rory to hit the ball a mile, Scottie to hit the ball a mile. So go to TaylorMadeGolf.com, check out the new QI10.
I got fitted. Adrian,
our
guy Adrian, the best club fitter on planet Earth, fit me for a QI10. And I off the tee, I am so much better than I was before. We talk about it in the video, but I'm just in play, and that's a huge part of golf. And Riggs knows that from the past year or so. If you're just in play, you get to walk
Changes
down
everything.
the fairway, or you get to be in the cart with somebody. Like, it's more of a natural way to play, and the QI10 has changed that for me. So, like Riggs said, go get a fitting. This QI10 TaylorMade driver has completely changed my game off the tee.
TaylorMadeGolf.com. From the gallery, foreplay at BarstoolSports.com. If you'd like to submit one and just title it from the gallery, and we'll get to those. So Colin, who's a buddy of mine, does great work with the Arizona Warrior hockey charities out here. He says, who do you think of these players will be the first to win a major next? Tiger Woods, Rory McIlroy, Ricky Fowler, or Tony Finau?
I haven't thought about Tony Finau in a real long time, and he was at the top of our minds. What was that, 2 years ago? It was like every tournament felt like Tony Finau had a chance to win it.
Yeah.
Because he won for the first time. Where was that? That was just over here. That was
Minnesota. Was that Minnesota?
Oh.
No, that was Liberty National.
Yeah. He won
Coming
in a
down the
playoff.
stretch.
Yeah.
You're on mute.
Dan Rapp on mute.
He won a bunch of events in the last couple of years, but they weren't necessarily like huge events. He won in Mexico. He won in the summer. I think like back-to-back weeks.
He was in contention when Tiger won in 2019 when he won the Masters. Tony was in that final group, but Tiger hit it in the water. 12. Adios.
Well, we were walking down the fairway with John Rahm. I think it was at the PGA Championship last year.
Mm-hmm.
He was playing with Tony Finau, and we asked him like about hitting it really far, and he said that of all the people on tour, he thinks Tony Finau could hit it the furthest if he just gave it a little bit more. Like, if he didn't want to do his cruising, try and get it down the middle of the fairway swing, he thinks that pound for pound, Tony Finau could hit the ball the furthest. If that guy can somehow figure out that, I mean, he's obviously got the game. If John Rahm thinks that he's a problem out there, I'm going to take a flyer out on Tony Finau. I think he's going to win a major. I think 1 week he's just going to tear it up. He's going to use his length. Got that nice short compact
Could
swing.
see him
I'm
winning a
going Tony
PGA.
Finau.
I could see him winning a PGA championship for sure. I'm going to go with Rory. Ready to be heartbroken again.
Rory, I'm going to continue to plant that flag until it happens. He has to win another one. He has
26 birdies at the Players Championship. There's not nearly as much water at Augusta. I mean, there's some water, but it's the good is there. The good is there.
Here's the thing. I've been riding with Rory for so long. I'm not then going to hop off and he's going to win one and I'm going to be like, I gave up on my guy. It's Rory.
Rory. I'm going to ruin it and say Rory as well. I just can't. I'm going to say Rory McIlroy. I'd love to go Ricky Fowler. He was playing great last year. What has his form been that good?
Yeah,
at the beginning of this year?
No, he has not played very well. I'm looking at his stats right now, and he was back last year, and then this year I think his best finish. He's played 8 events and he's got 0 top 10s. So his best finish this year is T35 in 8 starts.
Gun to your head. Man. Gun to your head. Does Jordan Spieth win a major in the next 3 years?
Yes.
Yeah.
No.
I probably didn't consider enough like how serious a gun to my head is before I said that.
Just
It's gonna go
He's
off
gonna
if
be.
you're
He's
wrong.
one of the next 12 winners.
Does the gun just stay to my head forever? Or does it go off if I lose? That
Goes off.
Oh shit. Okay.
I mean, I wish, I hope it happens.
I
but-
really don't know that you could say anyone for a gun to your head, but like Scottie Scheffler out of the next 12
Right.
majors, I think I would take a gun to the head and be like, all right, either I get $1 billion or you shoot me through my temple. I think Scottie Scheffler wins a major in the next 3 years. I don't know that you could say that for fucking.
Well, it's a
Jordan
short list.
Spieth.
It's Scottie and probably Brooks. Those are
Rahm.
the two guys. Oh yeah, and Rahm probably. Those are the three guys where you're like, put that gun right to my temple. But outside
Isn't it
of that,
amazing
you're
when
like,
you,
I don't know.
When you base it off of it just being 12 guys, that's 3 full years. Like, if I told you gun to your head, Will, if I told you that Jordan Spieth has to finish in the top 12 of one event, you would be like nervous about that, let alone he has to beat, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He has
You're
to
also
beat, like,
putting-
12 individual guys to win those championships. Like, that's tough, man. You got to be
You're
one
also
of 12.
putting your life in the hands of a crazy person, essentially, with Jordan
Yeah.
Spieth, who like he's crazy out there. You don't know what's going to happen.
You've also
It's very much
your life is actually in the hands of a crazy person. Like someone took a gun to your head. It was like, is Jordan going to speak? Like that person's a fucking lunatic. The fact that there's only 12 majors over the next, that really changes it. Like, of course, he's probably not going to win one of the next 12 majors. Like, why would he?
I
Right,
saw
right.
Sean Zock, who we all know works for Golf. He was Golf Magazine. He wrote a column on Tuesday column, and he was like writing, and one of his things was shame on Jordan Spieth, and he was basically saying that the whole Rory rule situation with the drop was all Spieth's fault, and if Spieth didn't, say from the edge of the fairway, everyone is saying that it didn't go in the water, then no one would have questioned Rory. And I was just, I want to give kudos to Sean for having the balls to say shame on Jordan Spieth in a public forum.
I hope Jordan Spieth wins a major. He's just fun to watch. Very, very fun to watch. He's got that magic. He could just pop up at any time and win, I feel like.
Who are the guys that you would put the gun to the head?
I think
It's Scottie.
I think there's Scottie, there's definitely Brooks and Rahm and Rory. If I was taking the other side of that, I would take Rory.
It's been 10 years.
I'm aware, but I think
you could
like
argue
the
the other
other-
side of that where it's
the
been
point
10
is
He's
you
years.
0 for 40.
the point is you have to be on one side of it.
Fuck.
I think I would like, you know what I'm saying? I would feel more
Yeah.
comfortable being on that side than the other side.
God, I'm gonna agree with you, but the first three ironclad, Rory is a wild card.
When Frankie goes, he's 0 for 40. That's great.
That was mean. When he said that was mean.
What if if you've got gun to your head and someone says, is Victor Hovland winning a major in the next 12 majors?
I
you
would say yes.
I'm gonna say no. I don't know why. I have this like small group of guys that are like definites to me, and then everyone else is a Mito Pereira type guy that can come out of nowhere. I know he didn't win and he had the worst swing of all time at 18, but like it's just so fucking hard to win a major, man. It's so like a Wyndham Clark comes out and you're like, that's 1 of 12. That just came out of that's another major that one of the big guys aren't gonna win. No, I think I'm saying no.
Mito Pereira and I think Mark Leishman are the two guys who have been most forgotten about since they went to Live Golf. Like,
Yeah,
when
Mark
was the last
Leishman
time you
for
thought about
sure.
Mark Leishman? Like, he was a great player. He was a top 25 player. Everyone liked him. He's nowhere near the majors anymore. It's like, oh, goodbye.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say no, Riggs.
Wow. It is a tough one.
Even though
That's
he's
like-
a stud. He's
Yeah.
a stud.
and he's been sick in majors. Like he
I
was
know.
right
He's a
there with
stud.
Rory and the 100th, 150th. He was right there. He hit that ball into the bunker and plugged at the PGA last year. Like he's right there. He was the best player in the world.
I think at some point before the Masters kicks off, each of us should pick one guy this year who's not like an ironclad guy, maybe the top 30 who we think is going to win a major this year. Just like a random guy that we have to ride with every single major. We
each pick
one
a
guy
major
for the
dark
season.
horse. A major dark
Yes,
horse.
but it's the same guy all year.
I like it. That guy wins.
So
we're
up
gonna
to the
go
tournament,
crazy.
you just got to pick. That's your guy, and it's like if he wins, you're like, I was so smart. But it
He
can't
wins,
be
you
an ironclad
shoot
guy.
everyone else in the head.
It can't be an ironclad guy.
All right. Next one is from Kendall. Says, "Go Islanders." If you could pick your perfect post-round meal after any golf round, what would you choose? Could be as undefined as pizza and beer, or specific as a menu item at a specific restaurant. But what is your go-to post-round meal?
I've got an answer to this. Pulled pork sandwich and an IPA is my go-to.
Wow.
Wow.
I like an IPA
in the clubhouse.
Yeah, I like an IPA overlooking the 18th green. Ideally, I like an IPA because it's a little heavy and you kind of sink into your seat. That's my go-to post round.
Yeah, you're an IPA guy for sure. Brooklyn,
Yeah.
LA.
My go-to meal at a golf course, if I'm sitting down in a clubhouse, is a turkey club, with a side of French fries and ketchup. It's just like that when I feel like I'm at a golf course. I'm not typically eating dinner like at a clubhouse. I feel like I'm always going to a restaurant after you go home, you shower. Maybe when we're traveling, like we'll go to a steakhouse later on that night. Like that reminds me more of like a post golf dinner. But like golf meal where I have silverware and I'm putting the napkin over my lap, I'm always thinking like club sandwich, tuna melt, maybe something like that.
That was mine. I was gonna say tuna melt and a lemonade, just right in my face. I love
Lemonade
that.
Lemonade is a really nice choice.
Half and half.
My go-to if I'm eating a like an actual meal at lunch, a whole deal, is a buffalo chicken wrap and some French fries. I like that. I like a good amount of flavor. I feel like I'm usually starving after a round of golf. You've been out there, you've been moving. And then, just a nice cold beer. You can give me almost any beer at that point. It just tastes that much better, a post-round beer. It's like an après-ski beer or a airport beer or, whatever. It's just give me a cold anything and it's going to be delicious.
I've been gearing up for this Ireland trip, unfortunately. And do you guys do the game where you drink and you drink the Guinness and you have to now? Do you play under the harp or do you split the G? Like on
Isn't
like
it
the
split
line
the
of
G? Yeah.
I've always heard split the G.
Wow, we play under the harp, and you got to be under the harp above the G, which is impossible.
Right. So I went to a beer distributor. I got a bunch of Guinness for St. Patrick's Day, and you can get a drink like glassware at the beer distributor, and they had a bunch of Guinness glasses. They were like $2.50, so I bought a bunch of them, and we were just playing. Me, my buddy Andrew, and my dad were like just trying to drink and try and split the G's, and you really start to get a feel for it. It's like it's 2 3/4 gulps for me. And if you like mentally think about it, it's like almost 3. It's almost 3 full gulps. And you get right around splitting that G every time. It's pretty impressive.
It is impressive. It's a hard game, but I am amazed at how often people get insanely close.
Dude, I came so close that I was like sending it out like a loser. I was like, oh, this is gay, but I'm sending it out. Like,
Somebody did it. Somebody did it at the dad bod. After our Pebble round, somebody split the G immediately.
Oh yeah.
It's a great feeling.
I forget who.
Yeah,
it was.
What
we were
is
sitting
the
at
game?
the tap room
me,
there.
All right.
we were sitting at the
Yeah, I
tap
don't
room. We
know.
were sitting.
Yes.
It was like me. It was me and Goldman. We're splitting G's.
Goldman.
The game is Brendan Jones doesn't know what the game is. The Guinness glasses come with, it says Guinness on it. And the game is you fill it up with a Guinness and you try to split the G of the lettering on the glass
In like one sip.
in one go.
And
Got
it's
it.
one
So it's
go.
fun.
Like right here, you could see this on here.
Yes.
Is the Guinness, and you take one
Split the
gulp,
G.
and then that line you got to get it to be, splitting the G at
So
the top.
I sent this to I sent this to Matt Martin, and he sends this back to me because we were splitting G's one night, and then I did this on my own, and he sent this to me with like a line being like, "It's unfortunate, but you're just not there." I'm talking 3. There's 3 bubbles that are underneath the line. It's a fun game.
So
I think I wrote something ridiculous like I'm splitting G's like my life depends on
I
it.
like splitting G's more. We've never done it that way. We always do it this way. You try to get it right here, where it's like.
So I'm interested because I feel like I've seen videos in a pub in Ireland of people doing that. The Islanders actually went on a trip last summer to Ireland, and they said that their move was they'd get like 20 Guinness, and then they would get shots of Jameson in the middle, and like you would just do the Guinness game, and then you'd take the shot of Jameson, and then you just get the next. Like you wouldn't even care about the bottom of the Guinness. You're just trying to split G's. Like it's basically just 3 gulps, and then you're combining them, and then you're splitting those G's, and you're just constantly splitting G's. You're just trying to split G's. That's all we're trying to do.
That sounds like the most fun imaginable. You're sitting in. I mean,
It's also
come on.
like after a while, you just got a loaf of bread in your stomach.
Oh yeah,
I know.
Yeah, you're ready.
It's
for
actually
bed.
pretty light though. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it is.
I mean, they're like 4.5 ABV, I think.
No,
Yeah.
but I mean, I feel like they're thick boys, aren't they?
They're not. They're
I
not as thick
know.
as it comes off. They're really, they're really not.
Someone also told me that when you go to the Guinness factory, they already like ruined it for me. But my buddy Andrew's like, oh, they're gonna ask you a question when you go on the tour, and they're gonna say, what color is a Guinness? And then everyone says, oh, it's black, and it's actually like amber red or something like that. Like you hold it up to the light, and a Guinness is actually red.
Huh.
You're gonna ruin that guy's whole bit when that happens.
Yeah.
I know. I'm gonna say I'm gonna be like, it's amber red. He's gonna be like, fuck.
God damn it.
I'm not trying. Now I'm gonna take him to a room. I'm saying I'm not trying to make anyone have the worst day ever. Try to, you know what I'm talking about.
I know what you're talking
Splitting G's. Last one. Alicia from Cincinnati says, "This is from one of your female."
about. Alicia,
one
sign
of
up
your-
for pickleball.
Yeah, true, Alicia. Get in the pickleball game. From one of
We need
your
it.
few female listeners, what are your thoughts on the get in the hole guys that yell on every shot on a par 3?
It's unfortunate, but we are those guys. I say it all the time, man. It's just funny to say.
Wait, she's saying on a par 3?
She said that in the thing, but I think just
Because there are
she-
people who yelled on a par 5 where it's like, that's like the joke I get. But
No, I say it on a par 3. It's just like get in the hole. I just want it so bad. I just think it's like it's almost funny to say how good of a shot that is that it should go in. Like there's some humor behind saying get in the hole, where we all know it probably won't. But like if it does, you're legendary for calling it out as it starts its movement towards the hole.
I'm a fan of light the candle.
Yeah, light the
Oh.
candle's good. People
Light the
scream that.
candle's sick. Light the candle. I don't know what it means. I mean, I know what it means, but I don't know what it means in a golf context.
The hockey guys all say skate, like skate towards the hole. I love that.
Skate's good.
Skate.
Break a
As it's
tackle.
moving.
Break a tackle
Like
is a good
skate.
break
It's
the
just gotta-
tackle's great one.
one. Yeah.
Um,
Like on an uphill putt when somebody leaves it 4 feet short, break a tackle. That's a great one.
Vinny Lettieri, whenever there's a huge like lip and he plays like a huge mound and it goes up and down, he says Tony Hawk because it's going up the ramp and coming down. It's so good.
We get
Yeah.
caught doing this in our videos where somebody will hit like a decent iron shot and we're all like, get in the hole, and it'll be 40 feet away.
Yeah.
We
every
do
time.
that all the time. Constantly.
All right. I think that's it. That's a wrap.
Okay.
We're
Good
root
show.
it was a fun show. Oh yeah, Trevor Immelman. What a legend that man is. We got a lot of action. We got the hole in one bet is back. We've got the live show. So tickets are going on sale today at noon Eastern for our live show in Augusta, like a block away from Augusta National at Club Magnolia. So we're going to shoot the link out all over the place for that. We've got Colgate. Let's go Colgate basketball Friday at a little after noon. I believe that they're playing Baylor. A victory keeps us alive, and we could potentially win 40 grand between the foreplay boys. And then we've got quite a bit going on. If Dylan Wu gets a hole in one this week, I'm going to be going bananas out here in Scottsdale. So that would be exciting. So yeah, a lot on the table. Big thanks to Trevor Immelman joining the show. That guy's just the best. He's going to be in that seat for the next like 40 years, and he deserves it. I'm very excited for the Masters tournament after talking to him. And yeah, I think that's all I got. Thanks to our sponsors. Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.
Hit it hard.